It's just about 7:15 on Wednesday morning, January 18th, 2017. And I'm recording this video that has to be published on the web along with the written blog post by 9 a.m. today. I normally don't cut it this close, but I know what I can do because I know what it takes. I've been doing my job for a while. And when it comes to all of my tasks, especially because I've been doing this for a while, when it comes to all of your tasks, especially because you've probably been doing what you've been doing for a while, you know what it takes to get the task done. You know what it takes to get the job done. I know that it's going to take me about 20 minutes at the most to finish recording this video, perhaps another 20 to 40 minutes tops to edit the video, and then rendering it and uploading it takes about 10 or 15 minutes. Bottom line, I'll probably have about 45 minutes to spare by the time this video is uploaded to the web. Now, I want to talk to you about my system for organizing and managing my daily tasks and to-dos, how to crush my tasks. One of the things that I've found, and I've found that a lot of people relate to me on this, is that we get overwhelmed because we have all these projects that we're trying to manage, and within each project we create all these tasks. And then what happens is we get overwhelmed. Which tasks do we have to do today? Which ones can we put off? And a lot of times it's a matter of, putting out fires. We're trying to decide, okay, this thing has to get done today because we've been putting it off, and now if it doesn't get today, the whole project gets held up or the whole project's late. And we kind of work in an environment where we're putting out fires, but you don't need to do it that way. It doesn't need to be like that. What I found happens is we're looking, first of all, for a project management application that gives us the ability, at a glance and in a click, to see what needs to be done across all projects. This is one of the reasons I keep going back to Active Collab, because I believe it handles that aspect of things the best of all the ones that I've played around with. Last post that I did, we looked at 3 different applications. Active Collab was one of them. Now we're going to dive in a little bit to exactly what my workflow looks like with Active Collab on pretty much a daily basis. And as you can see, I have something that's due as far back as January 13th, 2017. But here's the thing, and you can see it's a Best Buy payment, right? I paid for something on my Best Buy account that's 18 months, no interest. So you take the total that you bought, divided by 18 months, you pay that much every month, you won't incur a dime of interest. And usually what I do is I escalate that just to make sure that I don't cut it close, right? So it might appear that this is late, but that's not the case. This due date of January 13th is based on when I got the statement. So I have plenty of time to pay this. So it's just kind of a reminder that sits here until I've actually gone online or gone into the store and made the payment. So the bottom line is we have tasks that we have to complete that absolutely have to get done today. They have different levels of priority, because then there are the tasks that don't necessarily have to get done today. And as I mentioned in the write-up, we have a decision to make. And what I want to do, first of all, like I said, is I want to be able to get a report like the one you're looking at here that shows me by due date, what's past due all the way up to what's due today. So I start with the oldest task, and as you can see, I don't always clean it up every day. I sometimes let it go for a few days, up to a week at the most, but at the very least every week I need to get through and update these. The other thing I can look at is tasks due by project, by the way. So if I know today I want to look at what projects really need my attention, I can get that view here. And these are all custom reports that I've created and saved in Active Collab. But my normal daily process every morning is to go to this task by due date. In fact, this particular page is configured to open up by default among some other tabs in my Chrome browser every day when I open it up. So I'll go through this and I'll say, all right, so I haven't made the Best Buy payment yet. You know what? I don't want to wait till the last minute on this. So we're going to go in here and we're going to change the due date to today. So my plan is going to be to go online today, and let's check this off as a high priority item. And let's try this one more time. I thought I was a little curious. Usually, when you click this, you should see the highlight right there immediately. And again, we're going to make this due today. The other thing that happened that I didn't go over is when I go to change the due date, Active Collab assumes that there's a range that I might want to retain that initial due date that I had as the start date. And then I can establish, the actual due date so that I can see the task. Maybe the task has a period of time over which it can be completed, as opposed to just starting and finishing it in one day. Otherwise, I can uncheck this and say, nope, no need for that. And we're definitely going to get this done today. And I've now marked it high priority. I could even come in here and add myself a reminder so that if by some chance I don't get it done today on the 18th, let's add a reminder for tomorrow. And I'll hit save. and I'll close that. And now it goes away off the list. That's the key that I'm getting at, is by doing this and following through on this process every single day, it keeps the list clean. So, Stephen, we're going to update and handle this Saturday. This is something that actually is set up as a recurring task. It's something that I didn't actually get around to doing on Saturday, and it's not critical. So I'll just check it off because I know it's a recurring task, and this coming Saturday, it's going to come back up as another reminder. This is something I need to do, and here's the next level of decision, because there's the things I'm going to do today. There are the things that I'm going to push to another due date. The other consideration, as I mentioned in the write-up, are can I delegate this, right? Can I change the assignee? Can I ask Erica to get this done for me, right? Something like this, I can. It has to be me who does this. So I'm going to update this. But the other decision that I can make is not that I'm going to decide necessarily when I'm going to get this task done, but I can push a bunch of tasks off, and I'll often do this and push them off till Friday. And the idea is, and if I don't remember, although I know because I know my system, but if I'm concerned I might not recall what my intention was here, I can simply write a comment that says, decide on the due date. In other words, I'm going to push a bunch of tasks off till Friday, at which point on Friday I'll make another decision about when I actually plan to get this thing done. And what that accomplishes is it's not about procrastinating. It's about not having to slow down and take the time on every single task and decide when I'm actually going to get this done. Because at that point, it's also, for me, a process of having my calendar open, which I do happen to have open on my other monitor right now, so that if I needed to really plot the time and say, this is when I'm going to get this thing done, I can go into my calendar, actually schedule an appointment with myself, essentially, to get that thing done, and then update the due date accordingly. So this is a project I have to do for a client that has to do with their equity accounts, as you can see. And I've got to update it. And remember, the task name doesn't need to be enough for the whole world to know. I know what this means when I read it, and you just have to put enough in there for you to know what needs to get done. So I'm going to push this off till Friday and decide to update it then. I might actually do it on Friday. I'll close it. And you get the idea. I don't want to spend another 10 minutes going through each of these tasks for you. I'm going to do that on my own after I'm finished with the recording. But then I get into the stuff that was due 3 days ago. And the idea, and I really want to close with this, is that as long as I keep this fairly well up to date, like I said, at the very least once a week, but usually I like to do it about every other day, then it doesn't get overwhelming. That's the problem we often run into, is we let this kind of thing go, or we don't even have a process for this kind of thing, and it gets so overwhelming that we feel so completely lost, and we feel crushed under the weight of all this stuff that we need to get done. And this process, if you can do it and discipline yourself to do it every day or every other day, then it completely flips the script on that, so that not only aren't you feeling crushed by the weight of all of this, if anything, you feel like you're crushing your tasks on a daily basis. This, my friends, is my process for making sure that I stay on top of everything that needs to get done, don't drop any balls, and I have a system because I know exactly when I'm going to get things done, what needs to get done and what can wait, what can be delegated, and what I need to do. And that, my friends, is how I crush my tasks on a daily basis. As always, I hope you had some fun and learned something here along the way. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you on the web.